Hello everyone, myself Dr. Anita Pati, working as Assistant Professor, IMS Noida Sector 62. So today we are here to discuss about a topic, simplex method, which is under the subject optimization technique and which is taught in BCA 4 semester CCS University. So this is a very familiar topic of optimization technique. So why we do simplex method standard problems. So we will go through about this topic. So how optimization technique is coming under this linear programming problem, operation research, simplex method, assignment problem, transportation problem, queuing theory, inventory control. All these are the simulation topics of operation research or optimization technique. So why the name is optimization? Because all the techniques or the problem solving techniques or methods what we discuss in this subject is going through one process, that is optimizing the output, the optimizing of the given data. So what we do in linear programming problem, that is some basic feasible solution and one objective function is there and that's subject to many constraints. So that constraints first converted to equations. Constraints are also known as inequations. So first these inequations are converted to equations and then equations are converted to basic feasible solutions in various kind of methods. So one of the most popular and important method in linear programming problem is simplex method. So how you go through simplex method, how to start, that is a very important technique. So this is all about your simplex method. Simplex method undergoes two kinds of basically techniques. One is maximizing the objective function, other one is minimizing the objective functions. So maximizing objective functions means once you get the value of decision variables, then you put the variables value in the objective function z and then you maximize it and find the maximum value of the objective functions. If the standard problem tells us about the minimizing the objective function, then you have to say that is minimizing the objective functions. So you have to put the decision variable values in objective function z, then you can get minimize z. That is known as minimization simplex method techniques. So simplex method undergoes two types of techniques. One is minimization, other one is maximization technique. So all these coming under LPP method, linear programming method. So linear programming undergoes these simplex methods, which is maximization and minimization. So what is a simplex method? This is an iterative process, tabular process, starting from initial feasible solution. So initial values you can get from the question, from the constants value given in the question, and each iteration moves to another corner point with an improved value of the objective functions. Means table by table, iteration by iteration, you can get nearer to the point of the decision values x1, x2 like this. So where the iteration stops when you get the optimal solution. So this is about your the initial value of the simplex method. So what are the steps while you are solving a maximize z problem? This is known as maximize standard maximization LPP, or you can say maximize z problem. Objective function is generally represented by max z or mean z. So this objective function is denoted by capital Z. The objective function is to be maximized. All the variables involved in the problem are more than equal to 0, or you can say non-negative. Each constraints may be written so that the expression with the variable is less than equal to the non-negative constant. That means you have to mention x1 comma x2 more than equal to 0. Now, let's solve a maximization problem. Suppose here written instead of z it's given p. Maximize p equals to 4x plus 5y. Subject to the constraints 3x plus 5y less than equal to 20. You can write the question. X plus y less than equal to 6, and x and y are non-negative quantities. X and y are more than equal to 0. Everywhere you can find this constant, and you can say x and y are the decision variables. Once you find the value of the decision variables, so you can put the values in maximize objective function p, and you can find the p value. So this slack variable are introduced while you are converting this in equation to equations. So x plus y and 3x plus y, you can see from the solution that 3x plus 5y plus u equal to 20 and x plus y plus b equal to 6. U and v are known as slack variables because they are used as from converting in equation to equations. And where slack variables are added, where less than equal to symbol is there, you can mention slack variables are added. The variables which are added on the left hand side of the in equation, these are known as slack variables. Now you can rewrite the objective function p equals to 4x plus 5y plus 0u plus 0v. You can introduce u and v in the objective function also. Now you have to write like this. So this is the system of the equations you have changed. Now this is the table form so that you can represent the initial variables you have in the question. Now you have changed the system for some purpose. So you can mention x, y, slack variable 1, slack variable 2 and p. And this is the coefficient of the x in equation 1. You can write equation 1, x coefficient is 3, y coefficient is 5, u coefficient is 1, then v is 0 and p is 0. Constant means 20. This is the first equation value at the RHS value 20 you are getting. So that's why you are write 20. The second equation, you see the coefficient of x is 1, coefficient of y is 1, coefficient of u is 0, coefficient of v is 1. So this is the format of the initial table. You can write, and 0 is the coefficient of u in the objective function, that you have to write also, and 0 is the coefficient of v in the objective function. So that also you have to write, and you can find z in the last column -4, -5, 0, 0, 1. These are x, y are non-basic variable. These are known as decision variables. So basic variable are u, v. So basic variable are u, v, p. You can write, this is the family of the variables. X, y are the non-basic variable. These are known as decision variable, and u, v, p are the basic variable. So you can write the variables in non-unit columns are given that the value of the 0. So you can put x, y equal to 0 initially, and you can write the table like this. First, you have to choose the pivot column where you are getting the most negative quantity. Most negative quantity -5. You can see you are getting in z values, the solution values. You are getting the most negative quantity -5. So -5 column is your pivot column. So if -5 column is pivot column, then you can find 20 and the RHS constant and 6 is the RHS value. So -5 column values you have to divide by 20. So 20 by 5 you are getting 4. 6 by 1 you are getting 6. So 4 is the minimum value. So you have to take the minimum value row. So which is the row? The first row. The second column and the first row is your known as pivot row, and the second column is pivot column. Now 20 by 5 you are getting 4. So 5 in y column, you notice 5 is the key element. Now you can make it a square. Select column, write down the steps, select most negative entry in the last row. And how to select the row? The select smallest ratio, because constant by entry. Which are the entry elements? The only entries that are selected from column. This is known as the key row. First you have found the -5 column is your pivot column. Now you have introduced the pivot row, that is your first row. So how is the key element? Because 5 is the key element in the first row, because 20 by 5 equal to 4, which is less quantity as compared to 6 by 1 equal to 6. So pivot element is your 5. Now divide this 5 key element in the first row throughout the row, and you get the values. And this, the second values also you can find out by using the formula. This is about the values, how you are getting the rest values in the second row, and how all the values are changing in the second iteration. Now, the same process, you have to find out the Z value in the result row, and how you are getting -1 you are getting. That's why -1 is the negative quantity. So -1 column is your pivot column. So if -1 is column your pivot column, then you have to divide, you have to check which is your pivot row. So you have to check 4 divided by 3 by 5 and 2 divided by 2 by 5 again, so that you can get the minimum ratio and you can find the next key element for your next iteration, because you intend to find out the xy value. So now you can find the -1 column is your key column, and the first row, I think 4 by 3 by 5, so that will be 20 by 3, and 10 by that is 10. So first one will be 20 by 3, second is 5. So 20 by 3 is more 6 point something you are getting. So 5 is the lowest one. 5 is the less one as compared to 20 by 3. So which corresponds to 5, minimum ratio 2 by 5. So this is the same steps we are following, just we have done in your first iteration. So 2 by 5 is your key element in the second iteration. Now 2 by 5 divide throughout this row where 2 by 5 lies. So 2 by 5 by 2 by 5, 0 by 2 by 5, -1 by 2 by 5, 1 by 2 by 5. Everywhere you have to find out 2 by 5. So now you can get the values like this, and this is the value where Z value in the last row, you see where totaling the values, you are getting positive in everywhere. You are getting 0 or positive everywhere, which are is necessary for our true output. So this is all about your the values of the most possible values of x and y. So all entries in the last row are non-negative. Therefore, we have reached out our optimal solution. So this is about the output of the simplex method, maximize simplex method. So this is the value at the RHS. We have got x value 1 and y value 5 and the z value 25. X value 1, y value 5 and z value is 25. You can put the x and value 1 and y value 5 in the objective function given the question and find out the answer z equal to 25. Now this is the answer. You can write like this: assign 0 to values without unit columns uv, and because slack variables u and v we have used for our purpose, for our convenience, for smooth functioning of the maximize simplex method problem. Now you notice that x equal to 1, y equal to 5 and p equal to 25, the maximize p value. This is the total steps we come across in simplex method maximization problem. I hope you can practice now number of problems. You can apply the same method so that you can apply very types of like 3 constants, 3 equations or more, so that you can introduce many slack variables u, v, w, s1, s2, s3 generally. And you use slack variables like s1, s2, s3. Then you apply the coefficients. Then you apply like this. Find out pivot row, pivot column and key element, and go through the steps properly. You can find it's very attractive and very popular method to apply in any optimization formula. How to initiate the simplex method? Generally, whether the objective function is maximize or minimize, you have to perform all these steps. Set up initial simplex table and all the entries in the last row are non-negative. Then an optimal solution has been reached. You must not need to go through next iteration. Once in Z row, you are getting all the values more than equal to 0. That means you have reached an optimal solution. Perform the pivot operation like select the pivot column, then select the pivot row, then select pivot element. Determine the optimum solutions. The value of the variable heading each unit column is given by the corresponding value of the column of the constants. This is the format like we have gone through in that problem, finding the value of P. Multiple solutions may be in various kinds of simplex method problem. No solution can be where you are getting infinite when you are finding the minimum ratio. So a simplex method breaks down if you are getting infinite values. Then minimization less than constants like this. The question given that minimize c equal to minus 4x minus 5y and subject to the constraints 3x plus 5y less than equal to 20, x plus y less than equal to 6, x more than equal to 0, comma y more than equal to 0. Notice that this minimize z or minimize c instead of z, you are using c here, there's no issue. C equals to minus 4x minus 5y, and we can have, if you write minus c and minus c, if you write, then the minus of minus 4x minus 5y, that will be 4x plus 5y. So now you can do the standard maximize problem. So you can convert minimize z problem to maximize z problem taking minus of sign this like this. So if you solve this associated problem, we find p equal to 25. Therefore, the minimum c equal to minus 25. Thank you. So now you have to solve like some minimization problem, that is some kind of minimum problem also you have to discuss. Let's go through some minimum kind of problems so that we can see how the slack variable or the surplus variable are used while you are doing standard minimization problem. So this is one example of standard minimum linear programming problem where the objective function is to be minimized. All the variables involved in the problem are non-negative. That means more than equal to 0, all x1, x2, the decision variables used here in the constraints, they are involved in the problem, they are non-negative. And also the same manner we have used in maximize z problem. Next, each constants may be written so that the expression with the variables is greater than or equal to a non-negative constant. The dual problem, what is the meaning of dual problem? The maximize problem can be associated with minimize problem. These problems is known as primal, and the associated problem is known as dual problem. So the basic problem is known as primal and associated problem is known as dual problems. Theorem of duality. What is the meaning of duality here? So a primal problem has a solution if and only if the dual problem has a solution. The dual has solution, then the primal problem has solution. Once the primal problem has solution, then dual will have the solution. Both objective functions attain the same optimal value. The optimal solution of the primal appears under the slack variables in the last row of the final simplex table associated with the dual. So both are interrelated with each other, whether it is primal. Whatever we are doing tailored, that is primal problem. We have not done tailored dual problem. So after primal problem solving, we can introduce the dual problem. Now let us do an example of minimize c, that is 10x plus 11y, subject to the constraints 20x plus 10y more than equal to 300. All these are the more than equal to constants. So let's see how these constants are vanished with equations equal sign. Then only you can start the iterations of simplex method. Second one is 15ax plus 15y more than equal to 300. Then 10x plus 20y more than equal to 250. Write down the primal information. Whatever the information that is given in the question, that is known as the primal information. Objective function coefficients x, y, and then second in equations, write down the coefficient of x, y in the table that is given. You can write like this. X column you can write 20, y column 10. The constant is 300 in the RHS. Next equation 15x 15y 15 15 is given and the constant value is 300. Then 10 20 is given, constant value is 250, and then at the end of the z value x and y coefficient you can write after the underline 10 and 11. So now you have to interchange the columns and rows and use variables u, v, w, because the slack variables you have to write like this, and you have to write u, v, w are the slack variables. And then you can be represent that how you are using duality. Dual problems, how your dual problems you are getting from primal problems. Primal data is giving us the dual problems data. So maximize p, these are the right hand side values. They have introduced 300u plus 300b plus 250w. U, v, w are the slack variables that were used in the primal problem. Now subject to the constants 20u plus 15v plus 10mu less than 10. 10u plus 15v plus 20w less than equal to 11. U, v, w are the slack variables. So this is all about your standard maximization problem. You see the minimized problem has converted to standard maximization problem. Now you make the table, initial simplex table by adding the slack variables. u, v, w, x, y, p like this. Now xy has become the slack variable. So first one you introduce x. So that's why it becomes the y coefficient is 0. And in second equation, y coefficient is 1 and x coefficient is 0. So you can see the z value at the last row, the third row, z value minus 300, minus 300, minus 250. So you are getting the same value. So you can arbitrarily choose the any column as your pivot column. Minus 300 column, you can choose either u row or v row. There is no problem at all. You can choose it arbitrarily. So pivot is 20. How? Because the minimum ratio it is getting less. So that's why you are taking 20 as your key element. 10 by 20 equal to 1 by 2, so 0.5 I think, and 11 10 by 10 is 1.1. So 10 by 20 becoming 1 by 2, 0.5. So 0.5 is the minimum ratio 1. So that's why you are taking the pivot element 20. First row is your pivot row, pivot element is your 20. So you can note down all this that as 1 by 20. You can multiply with row 1 because divide this key element first row. The rules tells that. And then the second element you can find out using the formula. And now this is the formula of getting the first, the second row's elements. Then find, calculate, and then this is the last one by like 15 is the key element in the second row because minus 100 you are getting in the last z value is the most negative one. So that's why w column will be your pivot column. Now you divide half by half equal to 1. 6 by 15 some points value you are getting. So naturally 6 by 15 is less minimum ratio. So that's why 15 is the key element in the second row. So 15 you will divide in the second row, throw out all the elements. So you will get the elements of second row in the next iteration. And the first iteration, first table elements you can do it by using the formula. And next also you will be getting minus 100. Minus 100 you are getting. So 1 by 15 multiplying, we can see next in V column you are getting negative value minus 25. So half is the same element, 3 by 10 by half. So that will be 3 by 5 will be the value, and 2 by 5 by 1 by 2, 4 by 5 will be there. So naturally first 1 by 2 in minus 25 column is your pivot column, and 1 by 2 is your key element because this is less value minimum ratio. So 1 by 2 is your key element. So 1 by 2 you can divide throughout the equation. So you will get it 2 by 1 by 2, like 1 by 1 by 2, 1. Introducing all the elements, you see that still you are getting in the B column minus 25 and you have changed it. At the end, you are getting 50, 0, 0, all the positive more than equal to 0 values in the last Z values. In the objective function row, you are getting all the non-negative value. So the first, like the x and y value are getting 3 by 5 and otherwise 13 by 40, and Z is your 205. So this is the final table value, like x equal to 15, y x equal to 15. You can see like in the Z values, all these the values are the slack variables 3 by 5 and 13 by 40. But xy values are given in the last row. So the final value will be x value is 15, y value is 5. And the objective function value, if you put x equal to 15, y equal to 5 in the maximize z objective function value, then you will get the 205 as z value. So this is all about your maximize z problem. You can practice many problems. It's given a R.D. Sharma book and R.S. Gupta, and everywhere you can find the optimization techniques, simplex method problems. You can practice, you will get familiar with the techniques, how you are introducing slack variables, then surplus variables, and how you are getting dual problems from primal problems, what is the relation between them, all about this. Thank you watching the video. Thank you all.